Blake Lively just got roasted over the weekend by Justin Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Freedman, all while demanding that the court protect her hair care.
He added that should Baldoni's lawyers call him to the witness stand in the upcoming March trial, he's willing to do so. If I'm called to testify in the case, I will answer truthfully.
Is a forlorn Blake Lively regretting her choices? And did Ryan Reynolds even read Justin Baldoni's complaints?
Blake Lively has allegedly petitioned the court to shield details about her burgeoning hair care brand, fueling accusations that she's diverting attention from more serious issues in her legal feud with Justin Baldoni.
Mr. I Support Victims is trying to silence one, but the law won't let him. Well, here's what Blake Lively's team is declaring.
According to legal insiders, Lively's team requested an ironclad protective order that would classify any documents referencing her company as highly confidential, effectively locking them away from public scrutiny. This move arrives just as Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Freedman, issued a scathing rebuttal to Lively's claims, pointing out that the actress once showed little interest in championing real victims of misconduct during the film campaign and seemed more focused on promoting her beauty and lifestyle ventures.
This convoluted statement makes it abundantly clear that Miss Lively and team are rattled and once again resorting to making inflammatory remarks to steer focus away from the actual facts.
Freedman's words made headlines overnight as he openly questioned why Lively suddenly wants the courts to protect trade secrets for hair products, yet remains hostile to letting Baldoni defend himself against allegations he vehemently denies.
It's also surprising that Miss Lively and her team are suddenly speaking so passionately about the hard-won rights of the survivor community, considering she sidestepped this topic for the entirety of the film campaign, focusing instead on her hair care and alcohol products, which at the time caused the organic backlash that she received.
Lively, once one of Hollywood's most beloved faces, now stands at the center of a courtroom storm, desperately seeking to save her brand's image, while Freedman and Baldoni openly accuse her of misusing victim advocacy to avoid accountability. Observers say Lively's recent legal maneuver underscores her fears that ongoing discovery, where attorneys can demand extensive corporate and personal information, might expose unimpressive or contradictory sales data and emails about the hair care line's potential tie-ins.
We have a wild update in the Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively case that's happening out there. An actor, one of the first, I think actually the only actor to speak out in defense of Justin Baldoni.
Though Lively publicly claims Baldoni's alleged behavior has crushed her brand's viability, Freedman sees it differently. He argues that no smear campaign by Baldoni exists, and that the actress is simply invoking her brand's confidentiality to dodge questions about whether her own missteps precipitated the meltdown. As Freedman sees it, the same star who's now calling for special court protection spent months pushing her hair products during promotional events. He suggests that if she was sincere about focusing on alleged harassment issues, she would have dedicated more energy to that cause rather than touting shampoo or styling secrets on press tours.
She does not need discovery to find out who smeared her. Just a mirror will do. Oh shit! Oh my God!
By Freedman's logic, Lively's court filing seems like a ploy to keep negative facts under wraps, particularly the possibility that her brand's decline wasn't caused by Baldoni, but by her own remarks and public stumbles. The tension between Lively and Baldoni ignited months ago, when Lively publicly accused the actor-producer of crossing personal boundaries on set. Baldoni categorically denies any misconduct, calling Lively's version of events wildly exaggerated. Freedman's retort was direct. If she wants to see who manufactured this drama, a mirror will do. That bold statement quickly made the rounds online, with watchers saying Freedman's blunt style might mark a new phase of the dispute.
She refuses to take any accountability for what she actually did do, which was promote her alcohol brand, her hair care brand, instead of focusing on the issues.
In response, Lively's attorneys declared that Justin and Freedman don't care about real victims, and that the star is simply trying to protect her hairline from the wrath of the smear machine. Freedman shrugged off the accusations, calling them a desperate tactic to deflect from the obvious lack of evidence. As watchers observe, Lively's brand had garnered a decent following, with fans praising the actress for branching out into entrepreneurial pursuits beyond her typical film roles. Rumor has it that in 2022, she'd lined up endorsements from other celebrities, eager to partner on limited edition hairstyling kits. But watchers also note how that same year's meltdown overshadowed the brand's big launch. Consumers grew, wary of an actress mired in a public feud.
Oh, this forlorn Blake Lively, she's really struggling here. She's really struggling in these two frames when everyone else is laughing around her, and clearly she is too.
Freedman suggests the brand's slump may owe more to self-inflicted controversy than anything Baldoni said, pointing out how Lively's meltdown overshadowed potential fans who would have otherwise purchased her products. The court will likely ask for proof of brand damage, Freedman contends, and that's precisely the type of data Lively now wants sealed under trade secret status. If the brand truly cratered, Freedman believes the numbers might show the meltdown started before her allegations, contradicting Lively's claim that Baldoni's pushback ruined her hair care expansion.
He was very quick to point out that no, she's not actually just going to win this. It's way more complicated than what she's trying to say.
Complicating matters is the new California law that Lively's attorneys invoked. Rumor has it they're trying to argue that her public statements about alleged misconduct are protected speech under a freshly minted code, preventing Baldoni from suing her for defamation. Freedman, however, sees the statute as more nuanced, pointing out that it doesn't grant blanket immunity when the claims themselves might be fraudulent or malicious. He also notes how Lively never framed her original statements as a selfless mission for victims. He recalls her focusing heavily on styling secrets and brand synergy at major promotional stops. Freedman's inference is that only now, facing potential legal penalties, is Lively recasting herself as a champion of survivors. She can't hide behind victim advocacy to muzzle legitimate lawsuits, Freedman declared in a recent filing.
And now, you are trying to defend yourself, so how dare you to silence victims? It is truly, truly sickening.
The entire fiasco has watchers unsettled, as both stars were initially revered for philanthropy and positive messages, yet now appear locked in a fractious dispute, teetering on the brink of messy litigation. Lively's call for brand confidentiality might be legally sound. Any business can claim proprietary secrets, but watchers see the timing as telling. If she's built her legal argument on the idea that Baldoni's alleged smear destroyed the brand, Freedman's well within his rights to examine the brand's finances to see if the timeline matches her narrative. By requesting a protective order, watchers say Lively is begging the court to protect her brand and hoping no contradictory data sees daylight.
Remember back when I said it was a win for Blake? When I was like, oh man, they're acting for this privacy stuff, and a lot of people were angry at me. No, it's not a win for Blake. Well, she won that confidentiality order, and I said, and I warned, just as Brian did in that courtroom, this is going to open up to a lot of silliness. A lot of things that Blake's team's going to try to use to make a lot of stuff seem secret.
Freedman's pushback is to demand transparency, so the judge can see whether the brand was actually in free fall for reasons unrelated to Baldoni. If Freedman's suspicion is correct, that data would undermine Lively's entire argument of harassment caused me brand ruin. Rumors swirl that the star had bigger ambitions for the brand, maybe planning a global launch with major retailers. The Meltdown watchers recall how promotional materials teased expansions into styling tools and influencer collaborations. Then came the meltdown, watchers say, overshadowing any good press the brand garnered. Lively's Meltdown watchers highlight that the star's own comments about alleged on-set misconduct ironically overshadowed the brand's message of confidence and positivity. Freedman's retort is basically, you overshadowed yourself, don't blame Baldoni. Lively's camp denies that, insisting they were forced to speak out, and any negative impact on the brand rests with the smear campaign from Justin and his lawyer.
This whole article is trying to paint it as how difficult it is. Blake is striving for normalcy in her life, but the past few weeks have been incredibly challenging. It seems like every move she makes is now under constant criticism.
Observers note that it's an ongoing pattern for high-profile meltdown cases to revolve around controlling the narrative. Each side jockeys for moral high ground, with the star casting herself as a victim needing protective measures, while Freedman shapes Baldoni as a man wrongly accused. Meanwhile, the brand angle is new. Watchers say rarely has a star's side hustle become so central to a legal fight. It's not every day you see an actress who typically touts philanthropic causes filing papers to cloak her hair care deals in secrecy. Freedman wants to show that Lively leveraged public sympathy to sell products, so she can't now block discovery into her brand's real numbers. Beneath the squabbling, watchers sense the meltdown is devouring everyone's goodwill. Freedman says Lively is desperate to shift blame from her own meltdown onto Baldoni. Lively's camp counters that Freedman is spin doctoring to conceal actual wrongdoing.
You made this part of the case, Blake. It's in your forms. But now it's all going to be deemed confidential. This is the shenanigans I was worried about.
At this point, watchers can only await the judge's decision. Will the court seal Lively's brand data or let Freedman scrutinize it? And if so, what revelations will it yield about the meltdown's real cause? Will watchers discover that hair product sales plummeted well before any alleged smear, or that they soared until Lively's meltdown overshadowed everything. The meltdown watchers foresee a day in court where attorneys argue over bottle shipments and marketing emails as crucial evidence, an odd twist in a case that started over claims of personal misconduct. But such is the meltdown's scope. It devours every angle, from moral stances to shampoo formulas, overshadowing all nuance in its path. What do you think? Does Blake Lively truly need to hide her brand numbers, or should she lay everything out if she wants to prove real harm? Do you see Freedman's clapback as justified or overly harsh? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this breakdown intriguing, please hit that like button, subscribe for more updates, and check out the next video on your screen to keep diving into Hollywood's latest showdowns.